Hello, Virgo. It's umomgtarot, and this is your Someone Secretly Wishes You Knew This tarot card reading. If you'd like a personal reading, check out the description. There will be a link to my website. And here we go. Okay. Neptune, Scorpio. Virgo. Ooh. Freudian slip, if you will. This is your fantasies, yearnings, longings, and potential for illusion. Pisces energy in the mix, Virgo. Then we have, who's this? Aries energy in the mix now. So the energy around you is dynamic and spontaneous. Crusading impulsive action is likely. Nice. This person's a trailblazer. At least they'll take action if they feel it necessary. So then we have, who's this? Ooh, Pluto energy. And this is your ability to transform. Take a big leap forward and rebirth. Interesting topic. A big leap forward and rebirth. That's coming off the Aries energy. Crusading. Someone secretly wish you knew Sun. Okay, so with this energy, I'm going to look at the tarot spread. I'm shuffling. But with this energy, I would say this person's very sensitive, very imaginative, possibly a little delulu, like unrealistic, just out of nowhere. And then also this person's impulsive. They're spontaneous, so they might reach out to you randomly about something random. And then we have the leap forward and transformation, and the leap forward. It makes me think that the transformation would be what? From not talking to talking, no contact to contact, from boring to, hey, you want to do this thing? Like this person's going to do something, they're going to pivot drastically with you. And they wish you knew that. I feel like it's a coming because there's action here. Also rebirth. It kind of gives this person's trying to resurrect the dead, or start over with you or something. So let's see where that is. So we see the Nine of Pentacles, that independent, fixed, structured energy, recognized for your personal independence and perseverance, your steadiness, your stability, your consistent achievement. There's someone here who is presenting as they look like a walking opportunity to someone else. A catch, if you will. They're doing fine on their own. They need for no one at the moment. And they're doing well. They're thriving. So they might see you that way. You might see them that way. So the Two of Cups appears here, and then that just kind of validates a emotional connection to you that they feel very strongly, and you might feel very strongly about them too. Very sensitive energy. And then we see the burdens, the feeling not recognized, there's a lot of history, and the feelings aren't recognized, the actions aren't recognized. So this person might be feeling very like they wish you knew how, not alone, but they feel like they're carrying the connection. They're doing a lot. They have a lot. They're fine on their own as well. Maybe you want to consider that. Because I feel like they might be putting in too much or putting in a lot. They feel like they're putting in a lot and it's not being reciprocated. We have the moving on. This person is secretly wishes that, it was hard for them. You knew that it would be hard for them to move on. Or maybe they have moved on and it was really, really difficult, and hence the rebirth. Or maybe they are trying to move on, but it's very difficult. They're actively trying because they're not feeling appreciated, and they're not feeling like, this connection is making them feel good from within. They're not feeling the amount, like, let's say you're giving your all and you're like, you appreciate it, but their version of appreciation that's not enough. But yeah, the feelings of moving on has been hard for them. They're very nostalgic. They very much care about the past and the fond feelings that they have from the past with you. But I feel like that isn't necessarily a good thing. It could be a good thing, but you want somebody, their love to be rooted in freedom and choice. And this one is like, oh, I can't get over you, or the past. We have too much history, which, again, that's also something that could be a good thing. They value history. They value the past. A lot of people just pick up and leave when you have so much history with them because they want the new shiny thing. But this person values it, and I think they value that level of independence and self-sufficientness that you carry with you. They might value that because they possess that element themselves. You might notice that they're on their own, and they recognize that. But this connection with you, they feel positive about it. They feel the mutual connection of it all. Or maybe it's like the pivot goes from like them feeling independent and on their own, and that positive connection, and wanting to connect to somebody on that vibration, but they've been feeling like this. And the reason they want to connect with you and rebirth and reconnect is because of those nostalgic feelings that have stood the test of time. You know, they have been trying to move on for a long time. They haven't been recognized in the way that they feel is suitable for connection, even if they have one right now. Yeah, they want to go back. They want to feel childlike. They want to have those little kidly games or whatever nostalgia they remember from you. But, you know, they miss the past to some degree. They wish they had a leader. There's that Aries energy again with the Emperor. They wish they had somebody who's strong and firm. Again, it kind of validates that whole independent, stable, money's right, has their ish together, and have developed somewhat of a leisurely life, or stable at least. And they're wanting that. They're wanting somebody to help them stabilize and be a leader. That might be you. They might just appreciate those aspects of the relationship that you had now because of what they've been through since moving on. Yeah, judgment. This person knows the horns have been what are they, blown? The horns have been blown. They've looked at life with you and without you. And it's like almost like they just are like, all right, that does it. You know, I know that it's better with you. I want to feel that stuff that I felt from the past, whether it's that childlike state or whether it's something that happened in the past when we were kids or younger or innocent. Maybe life caught up with them and they just want to relive the times that were easier and you were there. It shows a lot of just wanting to be happy, wanting to be free. You know, the sun, wanting to be carefree in this world. And I feel like maybe that's what they think of you and their connection to you. It happens a lot to you, Virgos. A lot of people miss you when they leave you. But yeah, no, they want to relive the magic. They want to relive the magic. They wish you knew that. They wish they knew that they could just... They wish you knew that they dream and think about you a lot, Neptune. That they want to spontaneously just like be back. Everything be good again. I don't think that's realistic. They have nightmares about the bad things. They have anxiety about the bad things, the mistakes they made. Embarrassment. A little bit. Stuff they just have lingered on. The pain that maybe you've inflicted or they've inflicted or the relationship has inflicted. Carry on excessively. And have affected them deeply. I think on their end. Queen of Wands. So I don't know about that action. Because they're very creative and very resourceful. And I think that anxiety and that judgment is like... They did an evaluation too. So I don't know what you did in the relationship and I don't know what they did, but I feel like they miss you and love you, whatever, but they have this reservation about the looking at it collectively. The judgment would be like, this is not good for me. I am weak. I am anxious. The whole thing makes me anxious. Now that's the Queen of Wands, even though they know how to take an action and they know how to make an effort and they know how they sit there with their cat on their throne with all the resources, but they have to emotionally calibrate in order to take action. They have to be fueled by passion and excitement. Very Aries energy. That's what really drives them to take action. Excitement, thrill, gut instincts. But this queen needs a reason. Okay? And if we're coming off of the anxiety and the judgment, like they've made their decision, they've come to their conclusions about you, and those don't necessarily align with the conclusions you've come to about yourself or themselves, could keep us disconnected. But it shows that they want to. They wish you knew that they want to reignite something. They wish you knew that they value the connection. They still feel that connection, even though there's all these times and lessons and things that have caused their transformation. Realize that moral of the story is they felt childlike. They appreciate the nostalgia, the connection that you had in the past. Okay, so they want to act on that, but I don't know if they will. But that's your reading for now. Alright, that's your reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment, share the video, and if you'd like your own personal reading, check out the description. There is a link to my website, as well as a link to my Etsy shop, where I sell candles, fragrance oils, spell candles, gems, bunch of stuff. So check that out. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.